And there you have it, guys. Lenny Moon captures his first title in the third What If Series tournament. The Legendary Heroes tournament is him. He is the Legendary Hero. He wins the game. He saves the day. Everyone, everyone completely gets saved because of him. They exit the game and they confront, since he lost, they confront AT and the Metal Raiders. And they basically were going to turn them into the authorities, but AT escapes. But right before he escapes, he does tell them a little bit of a lore drop, how he started and all that stuff. And he tells the story of how he got a lot of the cards of his deck. So he was watching Keith duel in the Intercontinental Championship a while back before Duelist Kingdom, and Keith, of course, at the time was the American champ. And he just thought he was so cool, Then Keith lost to someone, and no, it's not Pegasus in this lore. He doesn't lose to Pegasus in this lore. He lost to someone, and it hurt Keith's confidence a lot. And he vowed revenge to get revenge on that person, and also, of course, to get revenge on all the main characters here in this tournament because they also further muddied Keith's name. Keith, Keith lost to this person, and then later on, he was at that bar. You remember, like in the anime, he was at the bar, kind of passed out drunk, with this drops his cards on the floor. I'm sure you guys remember. Anyway, so that was when the Metal Raiders approached Keith for an autograph. Keith didn't actually has a heart somewhat. He actually didn't just say, "Go away, dweebs." He did call them dweebs, but he saw that they were huge, massive fans of him, and he's like, "Let me take a look at your decks." And then they show him their machine cards, and he respects this greatly. And he says, "Well, how about I tune you up real quick?" And he pulls out his vest with like his 80 decks inside his vest with the 80 pockets. And he's like, let Bandit Keith do all your work for you." And he builds them all like a buffed up machine deck each. And yes, he did he had the rare giant mech soldier and the gadgets. He gave that to Oil. He had the rare Cybertech alligator. He gave that to Geo. And he had the ultra rare Jinzo and Jinzo the Menace, the Machine Menace, excuse me. And he gives those to AT. AT is so in awe and shock. His idol is so nice to him. He can't believe it, and while drunk as well. So anyway, yeah, that's what happens, and he's like, "Just become the champ, or else you're a chump." So essentially, and he's like, "Kid, when you get a name for yourself, come and look me up. I'll give you a job." And essentially, that's what happens. That's the story he tells them, and then he and the others vanish. They go through a trap, like a electronic trap door that no one could have seen coming. Even Justice didn't know it was in his building. Justice, Justice is really, really ticked at Lenny because he feels Lenny is using illegal cards that aren't even known about. Lenny, Lenny may have saved them, but right at the end, he does immediately, like after they get out and after AT leaves, he does immediately betray them and essentially steals a very certain duelist's deck. It turns off the light and steals that duelist's deck and runs away. So Lenny is a menace, and he is the tournament champion. Of course, this doesn't mean he's world champ or anything, but we'll probably see him and all the main characters in Battle City, of course. And yeah, so that's it for Lenny. Lexi, Casey, and all their friends, they are a little disappointed. They didn't do what they thought they would in the tournament. Martine got the furthest, got to quarterfinals. The rest lost early. But however, even though Vapor lost in the very first duel, dude, Vapor almost had Adina. A lot of people almost had Adina. Vapor almost had Adina. Casey almost had Adina. Witty Phantom almost had Adina, and I almost had Adina. It's AT had Adina, and then he screwed up in the first duel. But Adina was going off until she ran into Lenny, and then got 2-0'd. The Lenny Justice was incredible. I loved every second of those duels. It was amazing, and I cannot believe Justice did not win that third duel. That Lenny actually drew Dark Necrofear at the right moment. I could not believe that. That blew my mind. That was a heart of the cards moment for Lenny. But Lenny is evil. Don't forget, he's after the items. He stole someone's deck now. Um, Casey's just happy to go home to the beach with her family. She has a lot of friends and rivals and family. There's 8 characters from Serenity Spider Monkey in here. So get used to them. We're going to see a whole lot more of them. Oil and Geo, of course, are in the same mindset as AT, and they say they're going to try to join up with Keith and plan their revenge. They're going to plan to dominate the world with machines and online, the world of online Yu-Gi-Oh! So, I'm sorry, online Duel Monsters. What else to say? Angelica. Angelica is very disappointed, and she vows to rebuild her entire deck. Justice says he will help her with this. There's really not much else to say. Witty Phantom, of course, was just a virus, so he doesn't have personality outside of that. Adina, right before they do leave the game, does thank them, the heroes, for their efforts. Thanks Lenny Moon for freeing them from the game, and they can go live in peace now. The dual spirits inside the game. So yeah, like with TK and Rhea and Giselle and Casey and Vapor, they're all pretty much the same. Vapor though did show an interest in Lenny. Did show quite an interest in Lenny, but of course she won't show it because she's evil, edgy witch girl. So, and the last person to talk about before the champion here is Sky. Sky did pretty good. She just ran into my boy. She ran into AT, the major villain, and she got smacked there. But before that, she did beat Jamie, so she's legit. These were some great duels. We got a lot of good stuff. And Lenny Moon, of course, we just said that he's pretty much evil, but he is planning to go to Battle City because he wants all the items. Right? He wants all the items. He stole someone's deck. All this stuff. And he's actively seeking out Shoddy right now before going to Battle City. So all this is going to play into what comes next. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. The channel's name's Animanga. And I will see you for the next tournament. Let me know what you think your favorite moments and duels and everything were of this tournament. And I'll see you for the next one. Bye, guys.